that I'm just a rock chick.
I would describe my music and my sound as Avril.
It's the best damn thing.
Welcome back to another episode of the Best Damn Avril Lavigne podcast, a facts and trivia-based podcast about Canadian pop singer Avril Lavigne. I'm your host, Andrew DeFrancesco. In this edition of the Best Damn Avril Lavigne podcast, we're going to run through all the interesting facts and bits of trivia about Avril's 8th World Tour, the Greatest Hits Tour, which just wrapped up earlier this month. You can find information about Avril's previous tours and past episodes, as well as hear about my experience attending the tour in the previous episode. But first, let's run through some updates. So in the last episode, I mentioned that I was having some issues in my current apartment with noisy neighbors, and that makes it very difficult for me to try recording podcasts. And so I'm trying to record this right now while it's relatively quiet around here. So hopefully, you won't be hearing anything in the background. And I also mentioned that we're going to be trying to move soon. And so a little update about that. We did end up finding a new apartment and we will be moving at the end of October. So the current schedule that's going to happen, kind of just so that you know for the future kind of like couple months, I guess, of this podcast. So I'm going to try to get this episode up, and then I'm going to be going on my honeymoon soon, like in a couple of weeks. And then when we get back, I'm going to be moving a couple weeks after that. So there most likely won't really be any episodes in October just because of everything going on. But I really wanted to see if I could at least try to get this episode up about the ending of the tour. And basically by the time this episode comes out, it will be Avril's 40th birthday of all things. So I kind of thought that was an interesting thing to try to do, is like the official 40th episode of this podcast on Avril's 40th birthday. So because I'm recording this in advance, I have no idea what she's going to be doing for her birthday. So I will cover that, whenever the next episode comes out. And the other thing that's going to be happening kind of in the interim as well is that we know that she has a new collaboration with Nate Smith that is revealed to be coming out on September 30th. So that will also most likely get covered in the following episode as well, probably sometime in November, I would think. So I realize by then I'm going to be like a month late talking about it. But I will say I already, just from that preview that Nate posted, which I will get to in a second, talking about the latest things going on with Avril before we launch into the actual episode, just the preview that Nate posted of the collaboration with them, Can You Die From a Broken Heart, off of his upcoming album that's coming out in early October. Just that little clip, I think it sounds incredible already. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of Bulletproof, but I'm really looking forward to hearing this song in full. So just to kind of give you a little preview of what I think about it already before I'm ever able to fully cover it properly, I can just already tell you I think this is going to be an amazing, amazing song. And then, like I said, this is the official 40th episode of this podcast. Like, I have done a bunch of bonus episodes, but I never really counted those as part of the episodes overall. So in terms of actual proper episodes I have done of this podcast, this is our 40th episode, and I just thought how fitting to try to get it up in time for Avril's 40th birthday. And to go along with that, I can't believe that she's actually turning 40. I mean, that's insane. I don't think she can believe it either. Like, she did mention that on the last show of the tour. A bunch of fans went up on stage and had these signs wishing her a happy birthday, and she kind of laughed it off, like, we're not going to mention how old I'm turning. I just think it's so crazy. I just want to talk about this for a quick second. I think it's so crazy to follow her for so long. Like, the fact that she started when she was just a teenager, only 17 years old, and she's entering her 40s now is just insane. But I mean, of course, as we know, she has not aged, and she's still the same kind of inside as we've always known her to be, that kind of rebellious teenager still inside of her. And as much as she has grown and changed and evolved in her career and in her music, there's certain things about her that, still make her the Avril that we grew up with. And I think she kind of said it best when she said, "Here's to never growing up." So like I said, I'm recording this episode in advance, so I don't yet know what she's going to be doing, if anything, to celebrate her 40th birthday. But I hope that whatever she decides to do, however she decides to celebrate, that she has an amazing time and that she takes the time to rest after this tour. And she also mentioned going into the studio, I think, and, working on the next album and everything, even though she's kind of been at it for a while, but maybe she might be going back to the drawing board. I don't know. But she did mention that she's ready to make new music. And I just hope that after this tour that she, takes time to recharge and just get herself pumped up to make the next great record of her career. So switching gears now to talk about the actual episode, I just want to give a little disclaimer that for this episode, I did my best. I kind of right when the tour started, I had already started compiling all the information that I could. And then as the tour went on and changes were made, I tried to compile all the changes and add little things here and there as they came the best that I could. But with everything going on in my personal life and just like there were so many changes that happened with the set list or with like new costumes and stuff getting added and like just little things happening, you know, every single show, like there was always something different happening. So I did my best to keep up with all the changes that happened. And so hopefully it's as complete as it can possibly be, but just bear with me if like maybe I'm missing something. Please let me know and I can like always add it in like the next episode or something. But I really did the best that I could to compile all the information possible to try to make this as comprehensive as possible as I've done with all of her previous tours. So before we get into all of the facts and trivia about the Greatest Hits Tour, I first want to run through, as usual, all of the recent events that have been happening with her since the previous episode. On September 4th, Avril invited Fifi Dobson on stage at her show in Nashville to sing All the Small Things by Blink-182. Fifi would later join Avril on tour as an opening act for the final 3 shows. In an interview with the Oakland Press on September 5th, Avril was asked about new music, saying, "I can't spill too much right now, but once I finish this tour, I'm going to get back in the studio and really map out what I want the next year music to look like. I know people are waiting for new songs and I'm excited to share them, but I really want to make sure it is all perfect first." On September 6th, Avril uploaded a TikTok featuring the members of Simple Plan dancing to her song Girlfriend backstage on tour. On September 10th, an acoustic version of a new song leaked called Stranger. It is unknown if it's a Love Sucks outtake or a cut from the upcoming 8th album. On September 13th, Avril uploaded an Instagram reel recreating the opening scene of the Complicated music video with the members of Simple Plan. On September 18th, a new Complicated-themed Funko Pop was announced for pre-order for November 22nd. On the same day, Avril concluded the Greatest Hits Tour at Scotiabank Saddledome in Calgary, Canada. On September 19th, Avril appeared as a guest on the Travis Mills Show on Apple Music, recorded backstage on the last show of the Greatest Hits Tour. They discussed the tour and Avril's plans to make a new album. On September 20th, Avril uploaded a new Instagram reel lip-syncing to Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter with the members of Simple Plan. On September 23rd, country singer Nate Smith released a preview of Can You Die From a Broken Heart, his upcoming collaboration with Avril for his new album to be released on October 4th. He also uploaded an Instagram story of a picture of him standing by the ocean next to a woman who was blocked out that is believed to be Avril. The caption said 9:30, making fans believe their collaboration will be released on September 30th, which was confirmed by Nate the following day. On September 24th, Avril posted on Instagram to thank her band, crew, and fans for the Greatest Hits Tour and said, "I am so inspired and ready to create the next album and the next chapter in my story." And on September 27th, Avril celebrated her 40th birthday. And now let's cover all the facts and interesting bits of trivia about Avril's Greatest Hits Tour. The Greatest Hits Tour began on May 22, 2024 at Rogers Arena in Vancouver, Canada, and concluded on September 18th at Scotiabank Saddledome in Calgary, Canada, for a total of 45 shows across 3 lakes across North America and Europe, with the European dates mainly consisting of festivals. Opening acts included All Time Low and Royal and the Serpent for North America Lake 1, and Simple Plan and Girlfriends for most of the remaining shows. Fifi Dobson replaced Simple Plan for the last 3 shows of the tour. The setlist consisted of Avril's singles from all of her past 7 albums. It is her first concert tour not to be named after any specific album and is instead a promotional tour for her Greatest Hits compilation album released in June. In an interview for Polestar magazine, Avril said, "We went through so many iterations of the setlist before hitting the one, and it really was important to me to keep the energy up the whole time. I wanted every moment to be memorable. We put a lot of thought into production as well. This is the greatest hit, so I wanted to have things I have never done before, like props moving on and off stage, and I wanted the design, visuals, and overall nature of the show to reflect my growth as an artist." The setlist included Complicated, Skater Boy, I'm With You, and Losing Grip from Let Go, Don't Tell Me, My Happy Ending, He Wasn't, and Nobody's Home from Under My Skin, Girlfriend and When You're Gone from The Best Damn Thing, What the Hell and Smile from Goodbye Lullaby, Here's to Never Growing Up from Avril Lavigne, Head Above Water from Head Above Water, and Bite Me and Love It When You Hate Me from Love Sucks. She also brought out opener All Time Low to perform their collaboration Fake as Hell, during which fans were brought up on stage and given skateboards from the tour merch collection. For the second leg with Simple Plan, this song was replaced by Addicted, and for the shows with Fifi Dobson, it was replaced by All the Small Things by Blink-182. Before the tour began, Avril had appeared on the podcast Call Her Daddy and said she was considering adding the Let Go B-side Breakaway and a Green Day cover to the setlist. However, these songs did not appear to make the cut. After the first show of the tour, there was severe criticism on Avril's social media, as well as critic reviews for the short length of the setlist. For the second show in Auburn, Washington, the chorus of Hot and a shortened version of Losing Grip were both added to the setlist and appeared to remain for every other show. Eventually, Losing Grip was performed in full. For the show on May 28th, she played an abridged version of The Best Damn Thing before Skater Boy, which hadn't been performed since the Best Damn Tour in 2008. This was the only show where this song was played. For the show on May 30th, a limited selection of merch from previous tours was available for sale to celebrate Avril's sold-out show at the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, with over 13,000 people in attendance. She also performed Losing Grip in full, but shortened Smile. Several celebrities and friends of Avril were in attendance for the show. The show also ended up being her highest-grossing show of all time, grossing over $1.2 million. For the show in Las Vegas on June 1st, she sang In Too Deep by Sum 41 with Derek Whibley as a surprise guest before Skater Boy, with Smile being cut from the setlist. For the show in Pula, Croatia on June 17th, a live orchestra was brought on stage during the encore to accompany Avril during Head Above Water, I'm With You, and When You're Gone, which had been moved to the encore section after Head Above Water. She also included a cover of All the Small Things by Blink-182 before Skater Boy and brought fans up on stage during Skater Boy. For the Pink Pop Festival in the Netherlands on June 21st, Avril brought out Youngblood as a surprise guest during her set to perform I'm a Mess. On June 22nd and June 23rd, Avril brought out Simple Plan as a surprise guest to sing their song Addicted during her set at the Hurricane and Southside festivals in Germany. On June 29th, Avril performed at the Bedford Summer Sessions in Bedford, UK, and brought out Femme as a special guest during her set to perform All the Small Things by Blink-182. On June 30th, Avril played the other stage at the Glastonbury Festival in the UK to a crowd of 70,000 people and received rave reviews. She wore a custom ensemble with the Union Jack, designed by Ashton Michael for the occasion. For the show on August 17th in Quebec, Canada, Avril included a brief cover of All the Small Things by Blink-182. For the show on August 31st in Bristow, Virginia, Avril included Nobody's Home for the first time and played acoustic guitar. She also brought out Girlfriends and Simple Plan to do All the Small Things since Girlfriends was unable to play their set due to a rain delay. Smile was removed to accommodate these changes. For the show on September 4th in Nashville, Tennessee, Avril invited Fifi Dobson on stage to perform All the Small Things. Fifi would later go on to join Avril as an opening act for the last 3 shows of the tour. There were 3 costume changes during the show and various looks that rotated every night, all designed by Ashton Michael, who previously designed her costumes for the Love Sucks tour. Her costume choices for the first act included a pink and black cropped football uniform top with a black miniskirt, studded belt, knee socks, and knee-high combat boots, which was worn for opening night only, a pink and black cropped hoodie with her past album fonts and logos on it, and a black plaid miniskirt with pink or black straps, a black and white variant of the same hoodie, a red, black, and white Let Go themed variant, an orange and black Love Sucks inspired variant, a green and black variant of the same hoodie and skirt, and a green and pink cropped hoodie with a black miniskirt with pink laces. Her costume choices for the main act included an Under My Skin inspired black and red baseball jersey with fishnets and custom combat boots with her album logos on them, a half green and half black variant of the jersey, as well as another version of the jersey that said MFP and Motherfucking Princess and had pink detail, a green variant with MFP written on it, a green and black Smile themed jersey, and a black and white What the Hell themed jersey. She had 2 options for costumes for the finale, a black button-down shirt with black leather bell-bottoms, which was only worn for the first show, or an all-white hooded ensemble with knee-high white Dollskill boots. She played the same sparkly orange Fender electric guitar used on the Love Sucks tour for the Under My Skin set. She also reused the same orange microphone and spiky mic stand. Her other microphones included a silver crystal mic and mic stand, as well as a red version. She later added a mic stand with neon lights that would light up pink during the main set and blue during the encore. It also said Motherfucking Princess on the bottom of the stand and would light up. Her band was the same as the previous tour, with Cameron Hurley on lead guitar, David Immerman on rhythm guitar, Matt Riley on bass, musical director Steve Ferlazzo on keys, and Chris Reeve on drums. They also had several costume choices, including several variants of a black blazer or black short-sleeved shirt with studs or grommets detailing. Her makeup artist was Julia Dantes, and tour photography was done by Skylar Barbario. The show began with a video intro of Avril's previous album logos appearing on screen, as well as the album covers. Then Avril appeared on the platform above the stage to sing Girlfriend, and streamers were blown into the audience. She then transitioned to songs like What the Hell, Complicated, Smile, and Here's to Never Growing Up, which ended with a brief chorus of Hot. Additionally, there were big inflatable balloons on the stage that looked like the Best Damn Thing and Love Sucks album logos. While Avril went backstage for a costume change, a video played on screen of her career highlights. For the second act of the show, Avril came out to the stage in a black and red baseball jersey with red X symbols designed to look like the Under My Skin album cover. She sang 3 of the singles from that album and played guitar, as well as an abridged version of Losing Grip and the full version of When You're Gone. Later on, she would instead sing Losing Grip in full and trim When You're Gone to only the first verse and chorus. During the intro of He Wasn't, Avril played a game with the crowd where she would prompt them to cheer and then be silent while the opening chords played, a game which has been used on her tour since the Best Damn Tour. There was also a brief video interlude that played where Avril and the members of All Time Low appeared to be FaceTiming each other about playing together as a way to introduce All Time Low to the stage to perform Fake as Hell together. The name of the city was included in each video intro so that each city got their own unique video. During the song, a small group of fans were invited up on stage to meet Avril and take pictures. They were also given custom skate decks from Avril's merch collection, which she autographed on stage. For some shows, Avril also sprayed champagne on stage or into the audience as the song concluded. For the second leg in North America, Fake as Hell was replaced by Addicted with Simple Plan, which also had a FaceTime skit to introduce them on stage. The main set ended with Bite Me, Love It When You Hate Me, and Skater Boy, after which orange streamers and confetti went off into the audience as well as fireworks and pyro. After this segment, Avril went backstage again for another costume change, while the video intro for Head Above Water played that was previously used on past tours. Avril then returned to the stage for the encore of Head Above Water and I'm With You. The finale ended with white confetti blowing into the audience and fireworks. All of the shows were either completely sold out or nearly sold out. The tour received mixed to positive reviews from both critics and fans. The opening night at Rogers Arena experienced several audio issues, partially caused by Avril doing a late sound check due to an undisclosed illness, which then also delayed the start of the show, according to some attendees. The audio issues, however, seemed to be resolved for the following shows, and critics praised Avril's energy and vocals. Fans also praised the show for its nostalgic value, visual elements, and stage production. However, a common criticism was the short setlist length and lack of fan favorites such as Nobody's Home and Wish You Were Here. She particularly received rave reviews for her set at Glastonbury, with critics noting the demand outsized the stage she played on. VIP ticket packages included a hospitality lounge where fans could enjoy Avril-inspired cocktails as well as exclusive merch, commemorative ticket, and early entry to the venue. They also received access to a special display of Avril memorabilia, which included some of her past outfits, custom instruments, skate decks, and the jacket she wore on the Under My Skin album cover in celebration of the album's 20th anniversary. No official meet and greets were included in the VIP packages for this tour. Additionally, a photo booth was set up outside of the venues for some of the Canadian shows of the second North American leg. So there you have it, another Avril tour in the books and still more to come. It's the end of an era for Avril, but also for me as we both move on to the next phases of our lives, with Avril making her 8th album and me moving to my new apartment soon. Thank you so much for joining me for this last episode from the place that started it all. I can't wait to catch up with you all very soon and continue to make this podcast for you. I think I can safely speak for all of us when I say we are all so proud of Avril and this amazing tour she put on for us. I hope all of you who were able to attend made memories that will last a lifetime, as I know I did, and I'm sure we all can't wait to see where she goes next. But for now, we conclude this edition of the Best Damn Avril Lavigne podcast. Be sure to subscribe on your preferred podcast platform so you can get new episodes directly in your feed, and please don't forget to take a minute to leave a rating or review to help more fans find the show. We're currently streaming on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, and Audible. Be sure to join me again next time from my new recording space on the Best Damn Avril Lavigne podcast. The Best Damn Avril Lavigne podcast is hosted, produced, and edited by Andrea DiFrancesco. Theme music is HD and Lights by J. Powell Flicks. Follow the latest podcast news on Instagram at bestdamnavrilpod or email bestdamnavrilpod@yahoo.com.